Lesson, we'll begin refining the line work for our fourth character. Alright, so in the previous lesson, we went ahead and did the rough pencils on our fourth character based on this shape right here. Now, I've already gone ahead and copied over our adjustment layer and got that ready for us so we can begin refining this line work. So let's go ahead and get started with doing that. We're going to go ahead and grab our refined layer here, and let's go ahead and grab our paintbrush again, and again making some quick little changes here. Just going to turn off transfer, and we're going to pinch that down and rotate it a little bit. And let's go ahead and input a value of like 4 pixels. I believe that's what we've been working at. So we'll come in here and we'll go ahead and begin refining the line work for this guy. So again, really no good place to start, or necessarily no place we have to start when doing the refined line work. I think that, with this guy, I'm just going to go ahead and start here at the top working on his hair. We got some nice long curved lines here. I'm going to try and make these curves with one stroke and a really quick stroke. So again, it's going to help you to use your elbow and try not to move your wrist as much when you're making these refined lines. So these are lines that we want to be very, very confident and very straight. So I'm going to kind of come through here and hint at some of those lines for his hair, and we'll come and do the same type of confident line here for his forehead as we approach his brow. Now I'm going to come over here and work on the back side of his head just a little bit, see if I can't get this line with one curve. And that's not quite it. Come at it again and just kind of finish that out. Now, with his hair, it's, being that I'm coming at it with several little lines through here, I mean, it is hair and it does have some texture to it, so we don't necessarily have to worry about having perfect single lines that create all the texture. So we're going to come in and make a few little whimsical lines throughout there just to kind of give it that texture that hair has. So let's come down here and start working on his face just a little bit. We'll kind of approach that by working on his hairline here. I'm kind of taking his hair all the way into his beard right now. So we'll just, we're kind of framing his face right now, if you will. Working on his ear a little bit. And just kind of tracing that around. Now obviously this line work may be visible to a different degree if it's depending on our light source. If our light source is directly illuminating it and it's a very dramatic light source, then the line work may be visible, but obviously if it's a very dramatic light and it's in shadow, this line work may almost be covered up completely by the shadows around it. So I'm going to start working on his eyebrows here. Just giving him some nice puffy eyebrows. I may need to go down to a little bit smaller brush. We'll come in and hit that eyebrow there. And we'll come in and do the same thing over here. And just like so. Alright, so eyebrows are looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and hit this furrowed brow just a little bit. Maybe calling out some of these lines in his face here. And we'll come in and create that eye shape. I'm zooming in pretty close for some of these small details because I want this line to be as smooth as possible. So I'm going to come in and draw in the iris and the pupil now. And do the same thing for this other side. Alright, so let's go ahead and, while we're on this other side, let's go ahead and follow this down a little bit. And we'll kind of create the profile of our character here. Bringing in his cheekbone. And highlighting this nose shape we've got going here. Again, he's got sort of that indentation right there, giving him sort of a crooked nose, or the appearance of a crooked nose. Maybe hit a few of those lines to kind of imply that there's a recession there. And let's go ahead and start working on his mustache here some. So we'll just kind of come in here just like so. Just kind of adding some whimsical hairlines just like we did up above. Creating this beard look. Let's go ahead and pull it off of his ear here. Now, depending on the style you go with, giving it more detail may not actually suit your style. So keep that in mind. This is a little more realistically proportioned character, or is about as realistically proportioned as we've done so far. So I'm going to kind of give it a little bit more detail when it comes to the beard. And let's go ahead and give him a lip here. Now notice here I've created sort of this indentation right here in his lip, and that would give him a little more body. It's going to give it the illusion that we're looking at it from a little bit of an angle here. And if you look at a man's lip, it does have sort of this indentation here in the center, although slight. It's a little thicker here. From this angle, it'll be on the side. So let's come in, kind of frame that lip with his beard. Sort of like that. And there we go. May come in here and give him just a slight hint at a cheekbone. And come in and maybe detail some of these lines around his eyes, kind of creating a little bit more of an age look. Alright, so we'll come in here and just kind of ground this head that we've drawn. We're working outside of our initial shape now. Obviously, we're giving him kind of a shoulders and almost a kimono here, so or some kind of a dress that a samurai would wear. But that's okay. I think that, you know, taking it this far at this stage is perfectly fine. If you are feeling a character and you want to give him a little bit more information when it comes to his attire, based on your initial shape, then by all means, feel free to do that. It's all about the end result, right? So we'll just come in here, give him a little bit of a shoulder there. Alright, and I think we're just about done. Now, there's a few areas I may come in and touch up on. May come in and fill in his beard just a little bit in front of his ear right there. And I'm not really feeling kind of what I'd done here with the sketchy lines here in his bun. So I want to come in here and redraw those. Just make sure I erase those away cleanly so that there's no remnants left. And let's go ahead and just give him a little fuller of a line. I'm going to extend these lines beyond his bun here, but I can always come in and clean those up. And I'm going to make them a little closer together, the closer to the edges we get. So it appears that we're looking at that bun as it turns the corner there. So come in here and clean these lines up. Using my eraser tool here. Nothing fancy. And let's go ahead and hide our rough lines and just take a look at him without those. Alright, I think we're looking really good. Now, all that's left to do really as far as refining this line work is to come in and clean up some of these areas. Now, obviously we've got kind of this hairline right here that's not complete, so I may come in and add a few more little whimsical lines here, just to fill in sort of those gaps. I may come in here and complete some gaps, just sort of like that. And then just look for areas where my line work got a little bit sloppy. And, you know, there's a little bit of slop to clean up. Maybe some stuff in here. Maybe come in and shorten that line up just a little bit. Right there. Right, so in this lesson we have finished refining the line work for our fourth character. Now in the next lesson we're going to go ahead and pick up where we're leaving off here, and we're going to go ahead and move on to our fifth shape. Let me just go ahead and pull that in here. And it's a little more complex shape, so I think we're really going to be able to have some fun with this one. So in the next lesson we'll pick up where we're leaving off here and begin working on our fifth character.